You gave after the Democrats lost, Kamala Harris lost pretty big. You said the Democrats abandoned the working class. The chairman of the DNC called it straight up BS and said Joe Biden is the most pro-worker president of my lifetime. Former Speaker Nancy Pelosi said she disagreed with you. She added, quote, Bernie Sanders has not won. Do you stand by what you said?
Oh, absolutely. Look, Joe Biden is a friend of mine. I've been proud to work with him on an agenda which has been very strongly in favor of the working class. Biden promised to be the most progressive president since FDR in many ways on domestic issues.
Subscribe.
That you gave after.
Good morning, Owasso. This is the Twins with Owasso Live, and this is the Morning Loop. Democrats have abandoned the working class. Do you agree with this? I mean, it doesn't really matter if you agree with it. I guess most Democrats agree with it. Now, progressive people who live in the bubbles, I mean, I can guarantee you, most people I went to college with, again, we're not talking, like, the people that I went to college are not working class Democrats. They think they're working class Democrats, but they're not. They're actually, like, white-collar Democrats. Yeah, they've abandoned the working class. I mean, it was obvious whenever you remember that striking conversation Joe Biden had with that like 20-year-old worker.
Yes.
Like,
I do.
what were they talking about? Guns? What were they talking about?
Yeah, they were talking about firearms. Yeah, he was talking about
Like, look here, Jack. You don't need no guns. And it's like I'm a working class guy. I got to be able to protect myself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Working class people don't get to afford private security.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, that's the thing is, like, police go where they're needed. You're not going to be able to get a personal police officer
at your
home in your suburban neighborhood or in your country. You know, if you live out in the countries like we do.
Yeah.
There's not a cop that's within, like, 15, 20-minute drive of you.
Yeah. You're on your own. And, again, that people who live in this elite, I mean, Joe Biden's from Pennsylvania. Like, that is, like, one of the widest places in the world. It's one of the safest places in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Again, it's a homogenous community where people can leave their doors unlocked and trust their neighbors for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
There's not to say bad things don't happen there. Things do. It's like, again, it's the exceptions, the rule. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I mean, where he's from, like, again, you grow up in a bubble in a place where there's not a lot of crime. You're going to be like, what do people need guns for? How archaic.
Yeah.
Again, it's like same with college kids. Like, college kids live on campuses. Like, they don't realize that once they get off, once they go somewhere off campus, it's not very safe. Mm-hmm. But while they're on campus, like, we have security guards and police officers are pictures. Like, what happens when they don't? What happens when they don't? People. I mean, I just remember kids at TU. Like, I mean, where like me and Chad worked around the TU area. We worked at car washes and stuff around that area, and all the kids were like, Tulsa's such a safe, nice little town. And I was just like, what are you talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's a ghetto right off the, if you go that way to a mile, and if you go that way a mile, or if you go that way or that way, it doesn't matter which direction you go, you're in a bad part of town right off campus in Tulsa.
Yeah, there's a shooting every night just north. I mean, just like just not even 5 miles, like 2-3 miles north of where TU is. There's gunshots that happen every night.
Yeah. It's crazy, and these people are just oblivious to it. They don't get it. Again, because they've grown up in these safe little environments. I mean, it's all about how you're raised and the culture you're brought up in. And again, people like Joe Biden and all these folks, like, they just don't get it. Now, we're kind of getting off topic. We'll kind of move into the videos and stuff now. But it just goes to show you the people who advocate for the policies are not blue-collar working-class people. They are people that I went to college with. They're white-collar Democrats that masquerade as blue-collar Democrats.
Yes.
Or if they're not actually blue-collar, they think that they're speaking on behalf of blue-collar Democrats.
This is the problem. Is like anybody that's poor thinks that they're working class. Anybody that's poor and works for a living thinks that they're working class. You're not working class if you're poor. Working class or blue-collar jobs are jobs where you get your hands dirty.
Mm-hmm.
That is a working class job. That means factory workers, work in the fields, working in the oil industry, something where you're
electrician, plumber, things like that. The problem is electrician and plumber make darn good money now.
But going on that train is like this is like we always talk about too, is like teachers are not blue-collar workers. They get paid like blue-collar workers, but they're not blue-collar workers. You don't get your hands dirty. You are an educator. You are part of the educated class.
Yes, you're white collar.
Yeah.
You are a white collar worker with blue collar pay.
A blue-collar job, generally speaking, is something that you don't need to go to college for. Guess what? You have to go to college for teaching for whatever reason.
Yeah.
So this is why I always tell people, is like, teachers are not part of the working class. They get paid like working class, but they are not working class.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what people need to remember. But we're getting into this right here from Politico. Working class voters think Dems are woke and weak. New research finds. Who would have guessed?
It's surprising to no one if you're on this side of the political aisle.
Mm-hmm. Working class voters see Democrats as woke and weak and out of touch, and 6 of 10 have negative views of the party, including a frank internal assessment of the hole the party finds itself in.
Could I pause you for a second? How ironic is it that this is an article about working class people and there's Calvin Klein
Yeah.
sitting right there in your face?
Right.
Like, hilarious. Like, you know who really loves Calvin Klein? The working class.
Yeah. So a guy that works a 9-to-5 job that's too exhausted by the end of the day to give a crap about what
He
he's
wants to
wearing.
dress like that fella right there.
Yeah, no kidding. Let's see, 9 months, 21-state research project is the latest wave of post-mortems and the data dives aimed at solving the Democrats' electoral challenges at their sweeping losses in 2024. Why can't I get this to go away?
Calvin Klein hurt us.
I know.
He's angry with us now.
I know. I can't get
What
this
do you
to go
mean we're
away.
not working class at Calvin Klein?
Mhm. Said the child sweatshop laborers that are building those jeans right there are part of the working class.
Damn
But Calvin
right.
Klein and the people that are selling those pants are not.
Well, the people at the store at Kohl's selling Calvin Klein, they're working class.
Not really. Like, remember, my rule of thumb is you have to get your hands dirty. If you're just folding and hanging up clothes, you're not really getting
Well,
your hands
that's
dirty.
simple enough. I'll just walk in there, clean up on aisle 3. Now they're working class.
Oh my God. Let's see here. They're sweeping losses in 2024. Founded by the Democracy Matters, a nonprofit group. Blah 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 blah. Can't read all this because of the stupid Calvin Klein. Why is that ad in the middle of my freaking thing? Politico, you to get this shite fixed. This is stupid. Yeah.
The ads what they
Exactly,
That's,
but-
that's the only reason they're making money. And
Yeah.
they're probably not even making money, Politico.
Yeah, exactly. Democratic brand is suffering. The working class voters see the party as too focused on social issues and not nearly focused enough on economic issues that impact every day and everyone, the report said. We lost people we used to get in 2024. So why did we lose them? Why don't we go ask them, said Mitch Landereau, a co-chair of Democracy Matters and the senior advisor to the then President Joe Biden. They said that they thought about us, and it was painful to hear. They feel that they've forgotten, left out, and their issues are not prioritized by the Democratic Party or the Republican Party. He added that they want somebody to focus first, second, and third on their economic stress. Yes, this is the big issue. Is like what a president usually wins or loses depending on how the economy is doing.
Mm-hmm.
And the big issue that it is right now is like the middle class not being able to afford anything.
Yeah. It's all going to come down to affordability. Is gas cheaper? Is electric and power cheaper? Those are the things that matter because that's how we keep warm during the winter, and that's how we get to and from work and go to vacations. If gas is affordable and your power is affordable and you're getting paid a good wage, more than likely you're not going to be too complaining. Like this is, again, you're going to be like, dude, this is awesome. I'm okay. We could be at war right now, but I mean, I don't feel the effects of it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, think about it. Remember in World War II, there was rationing? Think of all the wars we fought since World War II.
Yeah,
Has there been rationing of, gas?
Nope.
That's crazy. Think about that. We've had wars going on, like the Vietnam War, the Korean War. What else? The conflict in Afghanistan and Iraq. The GWOT.
Global War on Terror.
The Gulf War.
Mm-hmm.
Did we ration? Was there food rationing? Was there gas rationing? I don't think so.
Yeah. But we don't really need to get into all this, but we just get it. Is like, they're absolutely correct. Like, the Democrats are only focusing on social issues, and it's humanitarian efforts, as in immigration,
and BLM and gender and equity, inclusion, and crap like that.
Exactly.
Stuff that
Those
doesn't
are
actually
things
matter.
Which we actually have a survey here. Let me see here. There we go. That shows Democratic Party's priorities have changed in frequency and select words in the Democratic Party platform from 2012 to 2024. White, black, Latino, and Latina. Percentage changed 1.2% per 1,000 words. So it's up 1,137%. So racial issues, anything that's about race, is up over 1,000%.
And this is all due to social media. This is all due to Facebook outrage. Again, police brutality, clickbait outrage, the recycling of the same police brutality video footage over and over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's algorithmic manipulation which is causing this. Like Democrats go, this sells. This is how we can keep people's attention. Racial stuff, we can keep people's attention on that forever because it never goes away.
So let's look at the next one that's up over 1,000%. LGBTQ plus stuff.
Climate
up 1,000%.
Oh my God.
So let's see what else is up over. Is there anything else up over 1,000%? No, we're good there. So those are the two that are up the most. Actually, no, there's one more. Hate. The word hate is up 1,300%.
Again, did we become more racist? I mean, again, people would argue because of Trump being president. Yes, we did. That's ridiculous on its face.
Mm-hmm. Said if Trump was more racist, why did he allow BLM to burn down cities in the United States? If he was a racist, he would have been like, send in the troops, kill them all.
Kill order. Anybody who's an ethnic minority, kill order.
Exactly. So he's obviously not racist. So then let's look at the next ones here. Up over 700%, 766%. Reproductive, which it's not an equality, which I can guarantee you it's reproductive freedom as in abortion. It's not reproduce as in let's have a family.
Yes. No, yeah, the Democrats don't care about family.
Mm-hmm.
They care about your freedom to do what you want. They care about women's freedom of choice so they can... Again, I saw a meme the other day. It was of an Aztec person sacrificing. This is so we can have a good harvest, and it's like a mom going to an abortion clinic goes, "This is so I can have more freedom." Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It's like it's the same thing.
Yeah, it is. Equity, which basically, again, equity. All that means is you're going to be taxed more, and this is the problem with everything that comes with equity, comes with taxing more people. And again, this is the problem. Is like. They're like, we're only going to tax, as Bernie Sanders would say from the start, we're only going to tax the millionaires and the billionaires. But the problem is that the millionaires and billionaires are not liquid those assets.
Mm-hmm.
They are not liquid those assets. All that stuff is tied up into their business, their stocks, their portfolio, their 401k, and of course their home, their vehicles, and whatever else they have. They're already paying taxes on all that stuff.
Yeah, again, people who it's the Scrooge McDuck mentality. It's like Elon Musk has a vault of money he dives into every night. It's like, no, again, the building I'm sitting in is an asset. Whoever owns this building, this is their asset, and they're on paper. It's like this person is worth $5 million because of this building.
Yeah.
Like,
but are they really worth that? Because it's what that this will sell at the time. Like, you can argue right now with the housing and all the market value and everything that he's probably the person who owns this building is.
But
going
the money's
to make a
worth
profit.
less, though.
Exactly, the money is worth less, and two, it's what the person sells it for. Like, what if there is an economic collapse and this thing is worth, let's say, $5 million? This building that we're in is worth $5 million.
Yeah.
Well, what happens if there's an economic crash and we can only sell it for $2 million? Guess what? That means we lost $3 million
on the deal.
Mm-hmm.
And they'd be like, yeah, but you got the money. It's like, it doesn't matter. It's still a net loss.
Yeah, that is a net loss in the long run. But that's the thing is like, and getting back to that, it's like, so they're not liquid, those assets, first off. And two, so then they go, all these businesses, like what's happening in New York right now. We're going to tax the billionaires more. So then they go, okay, the billionaires get taxed more. So like, okay, well, we're going to leave the state. We're going to go to Texas where there's no federal income tax there. So then, okay, so then the New York goes as, we'll just use the Mondani example. Okay, we're going to tax the millionaires more. Millionaires, same thing. It's the exact same thing. Like, they're not liquid all that money. They have it's tied up in businesses, stocks, whatever.
And number two, the other thing too is just like they'll just stop maintaining residence there. They'll keep their swanky, flat or apartment, like $1 million apartment there, but they're gonna move to Florida and pay as a taxpayer base in Florida.
Correct.
But just keep that little flat of theirs, and nobody's gonna live in it.
But that's my point, though. Is like I said, so now they stopped taxing the billionaires. Now they're taxing the millionaires to keep up all the taxes that they want to pay to keep equity going.
Mm-hmm.
Well, guess what? Now the millionaires are sick of it. Okay, well, we're going to leave and go to Florida and Texas and wherever else.
Mm-hmm.
Same situation. They leave. Oh, now we need to tax the 100,000-aires because all the millionaires left. And just like the 100,000-aires are your middle class.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the same thing. Like you are tied up. You as a person who has like a home, a family, like 2 or 3 cars, you are in the 100,000-aire class. That's the middle class.
Mm-hmm.
You could argue the millionaires, some of the millionaires, like, the lower millionaire people are also middle class because with all your assets, you are a millionaire.
Mm-hmm.
But this is the thing. That's how they tax the middle class more. It always ends up being the middle class that gets screwed over because the extremely poor aren't paying anymore because they're not paying anything.
Mm-hmm.
And then so it's
They don't
always the
make
middle
enough.
class because the super rich, remember, they're not liquid that stuff. It's not like they're just like, yes, let me go into my vault here and I'll just pay more in taxes. It's like, no, that is all tied up in stocks and their business.
Yeah, it's like, dude, I got a mortgage to pay just like you. I got poor people. You pay rent. They pay a mortgage. They pay the lien and financierships on their cars. They pay their insurance every month. Like what? They're paying the same stuff that you pay. They just have more money to do it. But because they have bigger things, it still costs them more.
Yeah. But regardless, we'll get back into this. So let's see, what else is the next biggest thing? So we said equity. What else? Here's another one, 700. Guns, which we know what the left and the Democrats mean when they say guns. They want more gun control, which, again, with Trump being in office, it's kind of weird because they're like, the fascists are in charge right now. So why are you wanting to surrender guns when
The fascist
is in charge? This is what we always talk about is like, why do you want to constantly surrender more of your rights to the government when there's a chance that a Republican...
Never vote for a law or advocate for a policy that you wouldn't want your political rival to have when they get into power.
Exactly.
If you don't want your political rival to have that particular power you're voting for, don't vote for it for your guy because your guy will not always be in office.
Mm-hmm. Here we go. Next one I have here, up 300%, 333%. Environmental justice. And again, this is what's attacking you and why the energy industry is under attack by the left and the Democrats all the time. It's like, you want to know why things are getting expensive? Energy. Energy is gas and oil. You can argue electric and solar now too, but electric and solar don't last in the extreme cold. Anything below freezing, your battery drains unless you've got it in your garage or you've got that one of those blankets, those heater blankets over it, because batteries don't hold their charge in below freezing environment, especially if it's below zero.
This is why gas will never truly go away. No gas
Exactly.
or petroleum, because petroleum is so important. If the cost of energy goes down, the cost of everything else goes down.
Exactly.
Period. If you don't tax the crap out of energy, and like I said, allow nuclear to happen, allow to start building nuclear facilities. Again, we allowed the Chernobyl incident to paralyze the entire world with fear that no one can do nuclear energy right.
Yeah. France still has a nuclear energy power plant. Pretty sure.
Japan has a bunch.
Yeah. But anyway, getting back to this. What's next? 200. This one right here, 270%, 275 up here. 270, criminal justice, which that means criminal justice reform. They don't care about crime. This is releasing criminals. It's like, that's why I kind of don't like how vague some of these things are, because you actually have to read between the lines of what it's about, because Democrats are all about releasing and reforming people, despite the fact that, what they say, it's like 20% of the population
Commits the mass majority of crimes. And
So-
they're
and-
repeat offenders, too.
Exactly. They are the repeat offenders.
Well, it's like with all these girls that have been, like, all those girls that have been killed, raped, or stabbed. You know what I mean? Like, all the men were all, like, 15-time releasees. Like, they'd committed crimes, been released multiple times, and they just keep coming back for more. So the system's failing. Like, this whole forgive and forget, you're just an innocent baby angel of Aladdin, you can't possibly know the difference between right and wrong. And then they make the one thing they do one thing that they can't come back from. Murder.
Mm-hmm.
And it's and again, it's for whatever reason, it's young girls that are suffering
the sad part
this.
is that they can come back from it, but the people that they murdered can't.
Yep.
Your life, that person's life is completely changed forever. That family's life is completely changed forever. It's sickening stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see, what else? What's the next biggest one? So we had a 200. So now we're down to the 100% increase. So let's see here, 150%. Climate. So, of course, climate change is up 150%. But that was already like one of their highest things. Again, that goes back into attacking the energy sector. We have to fight climate change by limiting the number of emissions that we have, which, again, that is all the energy sector. That is factories. That is vehicles. That is, oil and natural gas. Just going through that is attacking our energy sector. You want to know why things are getting expensive? Because they keep putting tax and regulations on the energy sector. That's why everything keeps going up. You want to see gas prices go back down under $2 again?
Stop taxing
Stop
the crap
taxing
out of
the
gas.
crap out of them. Exactly. What's next up here? Another 100. Racial, racism, and racial issues.
I'm surprised that's as low as it is, but up 120. I mean, the fact that some of these are up 1,000%, and that's like up 100% is insane.
Yeah.
Because they were already using this language before, but
Yeah.
this means that they've gone up 100% more than what they were saying before.
Yep.
This is all nuts.
Said here's the next one. Abortion is up over 100%.
Of course.
What's this one? Democracy is up 100%. But again,
We're not a democracy.
How can you say? But they can't even say that. This is why this drives me nuts with Democrats. It's like Trump was democratically elected as president of the United States, so you obviously don't care about democracy.
Mm-hmm.
It's not about democracy, because if Trump was duly elected, he was the popular and the electoral college vote. What's going on here? That's democracy. You're not listening to the democratically elected president.
Well, it's because the other half of the country is just full of idiots.
Yeah. It seems that way.
All of us, we're the idiots. We're the plebes. We're the bootlickers.
Mm-hmm.
We love the fascist state. We're like, oh, govern us harder, Daddy, when that's the exact opposite. We want smaller government.
Up 76%. Justice. What else we got? 80%. Unions.
You better thank a union member. You better thank a union member.
You better thank a union member. You better thank a union member. She was the worst. Next. Okay, so now we look at the words that are going down. Men are down 51%. Deficit, so they're not even talking about the deficit of spending, because remember, Democrats don't care about money.
They don't care about spending.
Money and economic issues, they don't understand money. They never have. It's just like, we'll always have money. Money's around for forever. You're just like, no. Something that makes something valuable is having a finite number of it. If you can just print stuff out of nowhere, it's meaningless. That's why Venezuela went down, because Venezuela just started printing money out the ass, and then their dollar became meaningless.
Yeah, it became firewood kindling.
Pretty much. What do we have here? So deficit. What else? Small businesses down 23%. So it's going to show you that the Democrats have always been the big business people. Said a union can't survive or thrive in a small business environment.
You're
It
right.
can only survive and thrive in a big business environment.
Yeah, it's almost like unions and big business go hand in hand.
Mm-hmm. Next, what else we have here? Oh, fathers is down 100%. So it's going to show they have completely abandoned men.
Yes, again, this is the whole point. They want single moms. They want they want this alternative lifestyle crap. Again, dads don't need to be in the home. Moms are all that's needed. In fact, we don't even really need moms. We'll just have the state will be your dad and mom.
Yep. See here. Economy is down 50%. Middle class down almost 80%. They don't talk about jobs in the economy. That's almost 50%. They don't say
all
the
about
words
Trump.
Yeah, they don't say the words America or American.
Here's the summary of all this will come out to this. The Democrats don't have a platform. Their platform is we hate Trump. That's it. That is their platform. And that's just why, again, like all of our people that we went to college with that just post anti-Trump rhetoric stuff, it's like they don't have any policy prescriptions. They just have we hate Trump. Trump is bad.
Mm-hmm.
Like, again, if that's all your platform is, you have nothing. You have nothing of value. You have nothing to offer. You have to come to people with solutions, not problems. You can point at problems all day. If you don't come up with a solution, you're just complaining. What isn't that? What didn't Teddy Roosevelt say that? Who said that?
Yeah, it's Teddy Roosevelt.
Yeah.
Teddy Roosevelt. A person who doesn't come up with a solution for a problem is just whining.
Yep.
But that is Teddy Roosevelt. But yeah. So let's look again at the 1,000% thing. Hate, LGBTQ, and then racial talking points, which is Black, Latino, and Latina. Those are the things that are up 1,000%, which that is social. That'll just tell you that is social justice issues.
Well, that's social engineering too.
Mm-hmm.
It's all propaganda. It's all bad. Think of those poor Hispanics who are just coming over here for a better life.
Yeah.
So forget the fact that they're all being raped and molested by the cartels that are bringing them over here. Remember, I mean, this is the party that was like, Trump thinks people are riding on coyotes. Coyotes are small dogs. You can't ride on coyotes.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, these are the people that we're having debates against.
Yeah.
These people vote.
Yeah, these people vote. And then here is the next thing here. So these are the issues that Democrats want to be focused on, not the things that the Democrats were elected. Remember, those words will tell you what the Democratic talking points are. This one is what the voters actually want. So up to 82% want to talk about protecting Social Security and Medicare. Lowering everyday cost is number 2 at 79%. Making healthcare more affordable at 74%. Creating jobs and economic growth at 74%. Cutting taxes on the middle class at 66%.
Oh, wow. Way to go, Democrats.
Yeah. But these are what we could probably call blue dog Democrats.
Yeah, no, well,
these are not progressive.
These are the people that polled, right?
Yeah, these are the people they polled.
Yes, these are the voters. This is what the voters want.
Yeah. But I said that's what I'm saying. I think that these are like blue dog Democrats, not progressive communists.
It's the old people who would actually take time out of their day to answer these surveys, not the young idiots people that we went to college
exactly.
with.
The next one, so lowering the rate of crime, securing the border is at 53%.
Wow, that's pretty impressive.
Mm-hmm. This is why I said that these are the old school blue dog.
But these are factory working Democrats.
Yeah.
Like they understand that they're being undercut and undersold by immigrant labor.
Mm-hmm.
Like immigrant labor, if you are a union member, you should hate migration. You better thank a union member for hating immigrants because that's what you have to be. Like immigrants, again.
So remember, the immigrants would be considered scabs.
Modern Democrats would basically say they'd be happy with like the old. I can't remember what companies that did this, but you know what I'm talking about, like the companies that were like train your replacements until like you have an obligation to train your replacement until your contract's up. They import these HB1 visa people to come in, and then they fire them and they go, "Thank you for your hard work and thank you for training your replacement to do your job at $50 less than what you were doing it for. Have a good day.
Mm-hmm.
Good luck finding a job elsewhere."
Yep.
Guys, I mean, this is what again. If you are a Democrat, you're voting for the HB1 visas. You're voting for more immigrations to replace skilled laborers here in America, or unskilled laborers. I mean, unskilled laborers are even more so affected by illegal immigration.
Yeah. So let's look here. So getting back to it, raising tax on the wealthy is at 52%. Reduce income inequality is 48%.
I'm surprised it's
Protecting
that high.
abortion rights is only 43%.
Good.
Reducing police brutality, 39%. Promoting diversity, equity, inclusion, 39%. Promoting union jobs, 36%.
Wow.
Fighting climate change, only 35%. Protecting the LGBTQ Americans, only 25%.
Wow.
Raising tax to increase on social spending, 24%, and protecting the rights of undocumented migrants is the lowest
Guys,
at 23%.
Look at this. This is the priorities of the Democratic Party. This is what this is what your blue dog Democrats want. These are the issues they care about, and those are the issues they don't care about. And the Democratic Party has it bass-ackwards.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, flip this upside down, and this is what our people want. We know what people want.
Yes, the Democrats have been ignoring what you, the Democratic voter, want.
The working
and they're
man
doing
wants.
what the minority, the fringe, communist, radical, left-wing minority want.
Yeah, the loud people that don't have jobs.
But that's the thing. The squeaky wheel always gets the grease.
Yep.
That's the problem. Is like the LGBTQ immigrant, what do you call them? Activist
Communist
types are the
Marxists.
ones that are crying all the time. They're the ones in the streets crying and whining all the time. So they're the ones that get the Democrats' dollars. Shut up. Shut up. Here's your money. Shut up. Go away. But the problem is, if you just keep it, they're terrorists. If you keep giving terrorists money, they're going to keep asking you for money. They're going to keep extorting you for money. You just have to go, no.
Yeah. Imagine if we stopped these NGOs. Imagine if we made it illegal for George Soros to fund these groups. Do you think they'd go home? I bet they would. Or they'd have to learn how to fund themselves, which they can't do. These people can't provide for themselves. Are we going to get to the memes, or are you just going to keep scrolling through this?
We're done with that for now. Yeah, we'll get to the memes.
Yeah, we've been on this for a hot minute.
Oh yeah, there's just so much to go over with that. I mean, it's insane. Yeah, but here is the working class right here. This is what the Democrats think of you. This is what the left-wing radical progressives think of a working class person. It's like, I support the working class. And then here's an oil guy, Christian, pro-gun, hunter guy. He's got a Confederate flag working at an oil rig. Goes, well, shucks, good to hear. Put her there, friend. And then you just see him. He's like, ew.
Yes. Again, Jordan Peterson said this the best. These communist Marxist type don't like the poor. They just hate the rich.
Mm-hmm.
And again, they don't like what this in this again, another perfect cartoon by Stone Toss. We've showed this one a million times, but that guy represents the hard working class guy.
Yeah.
And they don't actually care about that guy. They despise him for being a productive member of society, for propping up big oil.
Yeah.
They don't care. They only care about their goals and their narratives.
Yeah. And here's the other part of this too, is like the communist types, like I support the working class, goes, we need to provide SNAP benefits for those poor, innocent people that don't work for a living. Whereas that guy, the Christian conservative oil rig worker, is like, I'd rather keep my own money.
Yeah.
I don't think that why am I paying for someone who's refusing to work?
Mm-hmm.
That is the difference. Is like, this is what we talk about owning your labor. Well, this is why it's important to own your own labor. In a communist country, you don't own your own labor. The state owns your labor.
Again, this is why the church was responsible for this.
Mm-hmm.
The church was responsible
and
for
you know why? But this
charity.
But this is why. But this is how you know that the state is evil. Is because why did the state want to take over doing this? Because a church makes you join their congregation in order to accept these things. Usually, not all the time.
Not all the time, no.
But if you want to be a frequent, reoccurring user of the church's charity, they're usually going to ask you to. You need to become a member of this church. You need to declare your faith. And like the state was like, nope.
Well, the state saw value in that. They go, if we can get people constantly coming back to us, we can have a permanent voter base. Mm-hmm. Again, imagine if these people in the church were taught, like, again, you had a counselor, like a trusted pastor, a trusted priest, coming up to you and be like, here are the things that I see that are wrong with your life. And here are some steps that you can take. Here's some scriptures that you should read. Here are some steps that you can take in order to better your life and become a better, stronger, more resilient person.
Odd jobs you can do around the church. Bill's works at owns the local supermarket. He's got a job for you. But that was the thing. It's like that's community. The church was your community to help get you back on your feet. Mm-hmm. Problem is, like, people because it's embarrassing when you are at a low point like that in your life. It's embarrassing. You don't want to talk about it. But that's the thing. If you don't first admit to a problem, you're just going to hide it, and you're just going to keep and the state allows you to hide.
Yes,
it.
The state never allows you to face the consequences of your problem. It's like, no, you can just keep these SNAP benefits forever. No one has to know. And again, like I said, it's not like it used to be back in the day where you had to take that giant book in there and have to rip out individual things for whatever it was you were buying. Mm-hmm. Now you get those little credit cards, and now there's no shame at all.
Yeah. It's like, we talked to our friends who had it. Like, not that they were using. It's like they would go to their grandma's house that's purely on like her Social Security and her retirement stuff, and she still doesn't make enough. And like he goes to the store and like he goes, when you look behind you, when you grab this book and you start pulling out the stuff to pay for like a chocolate bar or whatever the heck you're buying, and the people behind you go, oh, yeah, exactly. They know, and they will purposely try to go into another line because they know it's going to take forever for you to.
I got behind the welfare kid.
Mm-hmm.
Damn it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the shame that you need to feel. That's the shame that, like, again, that guy that we were talking to the day, he goes, I knew from that point I never wanted to be on any type of government assistance. And now you have people who think that they are savvy, like entrepreneurs finessing the system by being on SNAP. They think they're smart. They think that they're some type of like Andrew Tate, top G, like I've figured out how to cheat the system.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not just that. There are people doing it in other ways, too.
Yep. So, which brings me to my next one that I think is very relevant. Let me minimize this down a bit. There we go. But AI is stealing our jobs. And then you turn around and look, you see a Mexican janitor and a Indian like telemarketer. It's like, yes, this has already been happening, but liberals are concerned now that it's AI, but when it was illegal immigrants doing it, nobody cares. Or HB1s.
Well, it was outsourcing, really.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of truth in this, and there is some non-truth in this too. So it's a great cartoon. Again, Stone Toss is fantastic. So I'll give it to you this way. So going through our insurance company, we work through Allstate, and they've outsourced all of the service work overseas. Now we help our customers here in our office because they're in our book, so we feel obligated to do things for them. But we don't the company's told us that you are just a sales office now. You do not need to help your customers. They have, Atwal from, India doing all this service work. Mm-hmm. And they still don't do it right. And the other thing too is he's wrong in the fact that you as a person can go out online. People my age will go out and they will just bind their own insurance policy. Yep. AI does it for them. They just click, I want to buy this policy. Boom. And then when they need to make a change or something's wrong, they call our office and they go, I don't have a local agent and I'm sick of dealing with these people in India. I'm like, well, sir, I have no obligation to help you because and again, I can't tell you how many times I've had this conversation in this since I've been back from Bullock.
Yeah.
These people call in, they go, you're obligated to help me. I'm an Allstate customer. And I go, look, you're not my customer. I'm obligated to help the customers that I wrote. And they go, how do I get in your office? I'll just cancel this policy. It's like, it doesn't work like that. Mm-hmm. You can't cancel this policy. Allstate gives whoever made the initial sale the sale again unless you've been off the books for a year. It's crazy, right? But that's what they do.
Yeah. But that's going to show you even Allstate is trying to, and I'd say not just Allstate, I'd say all insurance companies are trying to phase out agents. If they could just have it to where, if the CEOs could have it to where they can just get an app and you look on this insurance app, fill out the form, good, they're happy. They're like, okay, sweet. We just made all the profit and we didn't have to pay any money to any employees.
Yep. And then the other thing, too, is the problem is if you're dealing with the sales agents that are good at selling, they're not going to service you. You might like the guy you're talking to on the phone, but you're never going to talk to him again.
Yeah. There's stuff like that's happening where other people's agencies will call into our office because they can actually get a hold of us.
Yeah. They hate. Again, you might like the guy who's selling you on the phone might be quick and savvy and sharp on their feet, and they might be likable, but you're never going to talk to him again. It's hey, I need to talk to Jack, the guy who sold me this policy. He's like, Jack's just in sales. He doesn't help you with anything else. Mm-hmm. He doesn't give a crap. That stuff they dole off to, again, the Indian service people out in India. Mm-hmm. They don't care.
Yep.
So again, this is a good meme, but it's also wrong because AI is real. Like I said, they will phase out insurance agents very quickly.
Yeah. And I said the problem is AI has taken over a sector that nobody thought it would take over, which is creative writing, video editing, and literally it's all the art stuff. It's taking over the arts and sciences. It's going to start taking over accounting, law. It's going to go in. It's going into the places that we didn't think it was. Everyone thought that robots were just going to take over the working class jobs, which we've learned now that robots will take over that stuff eventually, but people are still needed to do things because robots are only programmed to do certain things. So if something goes wrong, only people can go and fix it. Whereas in accounting, if you get a computer program that can account for everything, you don't need an accountant anymore. Yeah. You don't need a lawyer anymore. You've got an AI program that can pull out every single law citation that you'll ever need.
Yeah.
It's going after the jobs. It's going in after jobs in the reverse way that people thought it was going to happen. We thought it was going to go from the bottom up. It's going from the top down.
Yeah. It's what is it? What do we need a CEO for? We got AI to be the CEO. Mm-hmm. It can tell you exactly what you need to cut and where you need to keep people.
Next one I have here is no one is above the law. And then it shows a bunch of illegals climbing over the border.
Yep.
It says the law. The border is the law.
Yeah, again, if you don't have borders, you don't have a country. So, Democrats, if you don't have borders, if you don't have a country, what does that mean? That there is no such thing as a legal person? So, is everybody around the world an American? Everyone around the world is capable of becoming an American, but you have to come through the legal way. And if there's no such thing as a legal person, there is no illegal way to do it.
Yeah.
So that means if what your guys' philosophy is, everybody globally is an American. Everyone in the UK is an American.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone in Africa is an American.
This is the globalist type thing that Alex Jones would talk about. The globalists. The globalists just want the world. There's only one world order. And it's like, yeah, people who say that there are no borders are these people who think that all cultures are equal. And as we have been learning, especially in the case of the radical Islamization of the world, not all cultures are equal.
Yeah.
Not all cultures are equal. And some of them are downright disgusting, despicable, and incompatible with humane people.
Yep.
So, next one, let's see what else we have pulled up here. Oh, yeah. This one here, this is relevant because, like, this is one of the big issues in the Democrats is right now. Is it's the big thing. It's like, look, there's a tattoo. And it's like, you're not old enough for that. Taking her to a gender surgical clinic right there to get her trans.
But you're old enough for that.
Mm-hmm.
Because kids know who they are. They're not old enough to get a tattoo, but they certainly are old enough to know whether or not they're a boy or a girl.
Mm-hmm. Sickening stuff. Truly sickening stuff. Oh, yeah. Here's this one. But I learned to code. And he was, it's obviously like a soy boy person or a liberal. Working at Twitter. And then a plumber walks in, learn to plumb.
Yeah. Yeah, welcome to the working class, coders.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Who would have guessed the AI took your jobs first? Oh, goodness me. All right, there we go. Oh, yeah. Where's your empathy? The people saying that we need to feel sorry for these poor illegals and everything are the ones that are saying kill all fascists, kill people that voted for Donald Trump, kill Charlie Kirk. Yeah. These are these people. The people telling you that you need to be empathetic towards illegal criminal rapists and murderers are the same people telling you that are the same people that were saying Charlie Kirk murder was a good thing.
Yep.
Evil people. Evil people. Then, of course, they'll also tell you this. They don't want you to be proud of America, but any other, they said Japan's probably not the best example, as you said earlier, but they praise any other culture's flag. Like, oh my gosh, they should be able to defend and protect themselves and protect their heritage, but God forbid we try to celebrate American heritage and American culture.
Mm-hmm. This is true. Again, it's just self-hatred is all it is. It's the left is all about self-hatred.
Oh, yeah. Which brings me to this next one. AOC said the quiet part out loud.
That they're learning is that Democrats are weak, and that next time we just need to hurt working people and working Americans more to get them to fold. Hurt working people and working Americans more to get them to fold. And that they're learning is that Democrats.
So we need to hurt working class people more to get them to fold.
And then all of her supporters and all the Marxists and all the communists are like, she's right. She's absolutely right. If we had outlasted longer, if we had not reopened the government, people would have finally joined our cause.
Mm-hmm.
The revolution would have begun.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Again, it's like the working class. Like AOC is the type that she doesn't have kids, but she'd be like, starving kids is a good thing, so we can jumpstart the revolution.
Yep. Which brings me to this next one here. It's just funny. Again, this is what they're promoting. Harvard scientists can't explain why liberal women aren't getting pregnant.
Liberal women.
Liberal women now. It's like, yeah. You mean to tell me that the party that's been advocating gender reassignment surgeries and is pro-abortion to the point of birth is like, oh, we can't get liberal women to have kids. Well, you've been promoting to them for years that having kids is the worst thing in the world, which is why that we have to import a giant section of population. Like, they're, oh my goodness, 20% of our workforce is illegal immigrants.
Kids are the leading cause of climate change.
Mm-hmm. So stupid. So stupid. All right. Now, these are college-educated women that are on the whatever podcast, and you're just like, if this is what your college degree is getting you, college degrees are worthless. Absolutely worthless. Let's check this out.
Can like a person who's Latino walk up to a white person and like really dislike white people and like stab them to death? Is that racist?
I don't believe in reverse racism.
So like, can a black person be racist towards an Asian person?
I guess.
Can somebody who's Latino be racist towards a black person?
I guess.
Can an Asian person be racist towards white people?
I don't think you can be racist towards white people.
Across the board?
Yeah.
Black people, Native Americans, whatever other racial group? Okay. That instance where there's that girl who's on like the train or the transit or whatever, and the black guy sitting behind her, like, her to death, and like while he's her to death. He's saying like, I got that white.
I think white people invented racism.
Sorry, what?
White people invented racism.
True.
Wait, hold on.
I said what I said.
Can like a person.
These are college-educated girls going on the Whatever podcast. You wonder why the Whatever podcast like just blows up out of nowhere? Like
Because they have the pulse of society, the pulse of the culture. I mean, young people are the pulse of society and the pulse of the culture. These girls just got out of college. They are in their prime, youthfully, and this is what they came out understanding of the world. They think that it is there's no way to be like white people invented racism, and that you can't be racist to white people. Guys, I don't know how that's possible.
Yeah. So check this one out. Here's another version of this. This is part of the same conversation that I think continues on. They talk about how America only invented police for racist purposes. So check this out. You'll love this.
If we're talking about the police force was literally created as a way to police slaves and give them back to their owners. No, that's accurate.
That's fake news.
No, it's not fake news. It was created.
You don't think, hold on, you think police enforcement, law enforcement isn't like thousands of years old?
No, I'm talking about specifically in the United States. The reason it was created and become so popularized was because of property, specifically slaves running away. That is how our modern day police force started. It's not fake news. It's not fake news.
Completely fake news.
I go to university and I study this. Where do you get your news from?
Hold on. Where do you study it?
I go to Georgetown.
Sociology?
No, I study foreign policy at Georgetown University.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you've gotten.
She probably has her degree in Iranian studies.
Yeah.
But this is my point right here. This is the same two girls from the one that we posted the other day that were like, I would side with the Mexican girl would side with Mexico if America went to war with Mexico tomorrow, and that other girl is Palestinian, which means that she would sign with the Palestinians if we went to war in Gaza or whatever.
Their philosophy was America is always the bad guy no matter what. These are girls that have gone to college here in the United States. America is always the bad guy in whatever war we fought. That is their philosophy. So I guess we were the bad guys when we fought the Nazis in World War II. It turns out America was the Nazi all along.
See if they keep going. I think there's a little bit more to this.
Some sort of like ridiculous propaganda presented.
No, there's
to you.
no propaganda. It's
so just to be clear,
accurate research studies and papers that I read.
So just to be clear, there was no law enforcement prior to slavery in the United States.
Oh my God. If we're talking about the police.
So there was no law enforcement ever prior to the United States. So she's just like, other countries made law enforcement for the right reasons, but America made law enforcement for the wrong
solely
reasons.
For slavery.
So stupid. But
considering like the original colonies didn't have slaves when they first got over here. It was just them on their own.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, that's always been the case. It's like police have always been somebody, a sheriff literally, is somebody that the community gets together and elects and goes, hey, we think that you
are in charge.
Should be in charge of policing people. Because like usually it was who? It was like a manly, strong man that people could depend on.
It was the most trusted man in the village.
Yeah, exactly.
But then when the village grew, he'd deputize other people to work on his behalf.
Which brings me to this next one here, which this just goes to show you, like Democratic politicians hate you, and here's proof. This is that congresswoman for Nashville, or whatever, that representative for Nashville.
She dyed her hair?
No, this is an interviewer from the Daily Caller, I believe. But they're interviewing her, and it's just like, do you take back what you said or whatever? And she's just like, no, I'm not here to talk. And I have so many videos about this. Like I said, your Democratic politicians are lying to you, and they hate you. This is what we're getting at with this today.
Since deleted tweets that the Metropolitan Nashville Police Department should be dissolved. Another cheered on a teachers union saying that defund the police should be a requirement for schools reopening. And another saying good morning, especially to the 54% of Americans that believe burning down a police station is justified. Do you still stand by those comments?
I'm not going to engage in cable news talking points.
So you don't want to clarify whether you still believe that the police should be defunded?
Once again, I don't remember these tweets, but what I'm saying is that...
I'm not asking you if you remember. What is your position today? How's that? on this issue?
I mean, once again, I'm here to talk about my race.
You said in
Your race? Mm-hmm. Is it because you're a racist?
Yeah, it's because she wants to talk about the white race is what she wants to talk about.
Golly, I mean, guys, this is like what she's doing here is she is engaging in the most bad faith of debates ever. I mean, she's like the Grinch on top of Mount Crumpet, going to the dictionary and be like, "Arp, arp, Abracaneser, who? I hate you."
Here she is again. It's like just because she hates the people that she represents. It's like these are Democrats. Democrats will literally go to places.
Dude, she looks like
just
she
to
just
win
got
elections.
done smoking weed in that car. Look at her eyes.
Yeah, this is what she said. She says she's tired of not wearing makeup in this. If you watch the whole thing.
Oh, shit.
Today, the Republicans decided that they're going to start this narrative that me, the state representative who represents downtown Nashville, doesn't like the city. I've been heavily involved with the Nashville mayoral race because I hate the city, I hate the bachelorettes, I hate the pedal taverns, I hate country music. I hate all of the things that make Nashville apparently an it city to the rest of the country, but I hate it.
I hate Nashville. Wait, it sounds like you just said you hate Nashville. What? You think I hate Nashville? Who told you that? You did? Just now? You just said it? We just heard you say it?
Today, the Republicans decided that
All right, let's see here. Where did I have another one of her? I think I might have. Oh, yeah, here it is, right here. Okay. Meet the woman who hates Nashville, police, and family. Is a running for Congress. Let's check her out here.
Difficult for all of you to imagine a world without police. Please tune in to maybe not this episode, but the next one. Because I'll talk about, things I'm learning and growing as an organizer, because I think, especially for those of us, that are young, and talking to our parents about what police abolition looks like, that, we can do it, and there is a world. If it's been difficult. I've been heavily involved with the Nashville mayoral race because I hate the city, I hate the bachelorettes, I hate the pedal taverns, I hate country music. I hate all of the things that make Nashville, apparently. I've been... My therapist always asks me.
No, she's in therapy.
Because of course she is.
Yeah, of course. If you're in therapy, you are automatically barred from office. Swear to Christ.
Yeah.
Describe my dreams when they happen. And the recurring dream I've had is standing up in a cafeteria full of women. I don't know why I was there or whatever. And saying, I don't want children, I want power. And just screaming it at the top of my lungs.
Lady, you might be possessed by a demon.
For someone who grew up with my mother telling me never have kids because you will, you'll have to give up a lot. You'll have to sacrifice professionally, which is what she was.
That is basically her mother telling her that she hates her.
Yeah.
That is why that is so evil.
Yeah. Sorry, sweetie. I had to sacrifice a lot of my dreams to raise you, and, that's your fault.
Never. No kid should ever have to hear that, and this girl has been tainted by bad parenting.
Again, sacrifice is love. Like, you cannot have love without sacrifice. Like, again, if your definition of love is me and my husband, you get married, it's like all you do is the things that both of you want to do all the time. That's not really love. I mean, because what happens whenever some strife comes your way?
Mm-hmm.
What happens whenever things get tough? Like, you have some real major disagreements. Well, now that it's inconvenient, we have to part ways. Guys, strife and struggle and sacrifice is what makes love real. If there is no struggle, there is no strife, there is not love.
Yep.
Like, you have to work through. You have to understand that you have to make sacrifices for your partner. And your partner has to struggle and make sacrifices for you. And then when you have kids, you struggle and make sacrifices for them to do what's right and best for them and what's in their best interest. And sometimes what's in their best interest isn't what they want to do, it's what they need to do.
Yep.
And again, this is, I feel bad for this lady. She has a horrible mother.
Yep.
Saying. My therapist always asks me to transcribe my dreams when they happen. And the recurring dream I've had.
Okay, so that's repeated now.
Groups on the ground will continue to provide training in terms of self-managed abortions. And so,
it says here she also advocated for teaching women how to perform at-home abortions to avoid statewide bans. Jesus, do you know how dangerous that is?
She shouldn't be allowed any positions of power.
Instead of
hey, girls, do your abortion at home. I'll find a way for you. Just
doctor.
grab a
because
coat
we
hanger.
don't have any doctors that provide abortions. How do you do it at home? We will continue to support reproductive justice organizations and grassroots movements. This
is unironically evil.
Her response when asked about Nashville Covenant shooting with the transgender shooter, she was to talk about how hard it was for trans people. Then she goes off to bash Matt Walsh.
The disclosure that the Covenant shooter was trans.
She is a chub. She's taking those photos very, very. Look, she's chubby right there. She looks like a little gumdrop.
She's a big girl. Back it up.
Golly.
And I was pulled into a chat with other trans organizers and activists across the state that were fearful of their lives. I had a snapped moment where I decided we need more people talking about the protections for trans kids in our trans communities at the legislature every day. Every legislative session, I promised to carry a trans Bill of Rights so that we could push back against the far-right narrative that is being emanated by Matt Walsh and the Daily Wire, who have set up their home in Nashville. And I promised to do that. I promised to fight for our trans community.
I'm done. See, it is single, childless, liberal women who are leading the charge and telling other women how to live their lives. Guys, if you haven't heard, the lady who wrote Sex and the City regrets all of her life decisions. The main character that what's his name's wife played, you know, I'm talking about the horse face girl,
Sarah Jessica
Parker. Yeah, Sarah Jessica Parker was the main character of that show. She was based off the author. The author regrets wasting her youth living that lifestyle, and now it's too late for her. And I know we live in a society where it's never too late, girl. There are women getting pregnant in their 40s and 50s. Guys, geriatric pregnancies go up after 35. And those women are wealthy and have a legion of doctors that they can afford. You are just a regular person. Now, I'm not saying it's impossible for you to have kids, but health risks go up for kids as you age. All kinds of problems present themselves the later you wait to have kids. Mm-hmm. So, again, single, or not even single, like childless single women are the ones leading the charge for toxic empathy, and it's why we are in the state that we're in right now.
Yes, like a woman who's like past the age of like, let's say 35 without kids is a huge red flag. Huge red flag. Because that means that she is only thinking of herself. Unless, of course, there's the random situation that she was like in a long-term relationship for years and her spouse didn't want kids, which they just show you like, why'd you marry this person that your values did not line up with? It's going to show you that that's still kind of a red flag. Like, so what, you thought you could just change this dude's mind, or like you were tricking him into getting pregnant all of a sudden? Mm-hmm. So that's still a red flag.
Yeah. It's crazy. But again, this is the world we live in, where, again, a small minority of people are telling other people how to live their lives and saying, you'll be happier without kids.
Yeah, the people who you should not be taking any advice from.
The people who are literally going to have 40 cats when they get older and die alone, with not surrounded by family. Like, somebody will literally walk into their apartment and be like, ma'am, you haven't paid your bill in 6 months. And then they'll be like, oh, there's a dead body in here.
Didn't our buddy get banned off of a dating app for like a girl that had a bunch of stuff in her profile that said like, that was basically all girl boss stuff, and then said that, not interested in having kids, and all this stuff. And all of a sudden he just sent her a message that said, enjoy your cats, have a good life. And then he was banned from the dating app for like hate speech or something. Yeah. So funny. But let me pull up this. You'll like this. This is a lady talking about how men think about things logically and how women think about things emotionally, and how maybe we should repeal the 19th.
Oh,
so
really?
Check this out. This is a very interesting topic.
On average, and again, I'm not talking about anybody's daughter or granddaughter, but on average, the data shows just uncontroversially that not only do males place a much greater premium on free speech, academic freedom, search for truth, females are the ones that are pushing for the speech codes, for the protections. Males are more rational, they're more interested in public affairs, they care more about cost benefit, risk analysis than females. And so an appeal based on an absolute ignorance of market economics doesn't surprise me, that it resonates better with females. And I think they are going to have increasing clout in our political climate as time goes forward.
Makes you rethink suffrage just a little bit.
Absolutely.
Right?
I'm not just rethinking it. I have rethought
His
it.
whole transition team so far is women.
Boom. Wow.
Yeah.
Again, it's not just me and Chad saying this stuff. It's being backed up by other people saying the exact same thing. I mean, but studies show it. I mean, whenever they said that if we had if the 19th Amendment had never been passed, no Democrat would have won throughout the history of the United States.
Yep. And this is what we talk about is men. The fact is like the joke I say is like, how often do you think like the meme that went around of women asking their husbands or boyfriends, how often do you think about the Roman Empire? And he goes, oh, easily like
two or three times a week.
Yeah, 2 or 3 times a week. And they're like, oh, why? It's because they're thinking about things in relation to politics
and the globe, in the world in general.
Exactly.
As where women think very internally. How can I survive and provide for myself? Men think about things globally, economically.
Said women aren't thinking about. They see a migrant, crossing the border. They go, oh, they.
How
just
does that
come
make
over.
me feel?
Yeah, if that was me, I would want to be in America. And just like, and the guy's like, this guy is willing to break the law to get to this country. What else is he willing to do to break laws in order?
What
to
other
get
laws
he
is he willing to break when he gets here?
Exactly. So men are outwardly thinking of the safety of others and women, whereas women are just like, oh, that's sad. We should let him in. It's like what happens when you take a girl past like a bunch of puppies on the side of the road for sale or stray kittens or whatever. They go, oh, we should get one. And you're like, no, we can't afford that right now.
Oh, we just got new carpet. I don't want piss all over the new carpet.
Exactly. I said guys are thinking logically, women are thinking emotionally. It's like, I don't want a dog. I don't want that puppy. Whatever it is. It's like guys are thinking on that level, whereas girls are just thinking, oh, I want it. Mm-hmm. I feel bad for it. We should do something.
Women think internally, men think externally.
Mm-hmm.
How does it affect those around me? Women are like, how does it affect me?
Mm-hmm.
Again, but that's a biological reflex. It's women have to think that way because they have to be provided for because they are the child bearers. Men have to think externally because they go, I have to protect my tribe. I have to protect my wife and my kids. Mm-hmm. We think externally. Women think internally.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
It's biology.
Yeah. Brings us, we won't go into this one that long, but breaking. Seattle Public Schools has LGBTQ resource on their site for kindergartners, teaching them that they can be transgender. And here is that person, and he reads them books.
My name is Brennan Ham, and I'm the health education specialist and trainer for Seattle Public Schools. I prefer my name to pronouns, but anything said with respect is great, so they, she, and he all work for me. I'm very excited to be here with you today because we are going to read a fabulous book called Introducing Teddy. Now, before we begin, I would like to cover some important words that'll really, really help us understand this story better. Gender means a person's feeling about being either a boy or a girl, neither, both, or somewhere in between. Gender role means cultural ways about how men and women are supposed to act. Thomas the Teddy took a deep breath. I need to be myself, Errol.
I'm on the edge of my seat.
But this is what we're talking about right here is like, this is meant to indoctrinate children. That is all this is for. This is not for teaching adults about this stuff. This is like the liberals always keep telling you is like, this isn't happening. They're not doing this. They're not bringing this stuff in.
They're just teaching, and then whenever they say it's like they're just teaching tolerance and acceptance and love is love. Sorry, we're teaching your kids not to be bigots.
Yeah.
It's like, sorry, we're trying to teach our kids how to think critically.
Mm-hmm. Which last thing before we kind of play us out on this is breaking. The U.S. has revoked over 80,000 visas so far in 2025, including 16,000 for DUI, 12,000 for assault, 8,000 for theft, and 8,000 student visas. And remember, most student visas are Chinese spies. Mm-hmm. And you have to remember this, too, is like how we thought and this is the other thing too, is like how Hollywood ruins everything. Hollywood has this idea that how spies work is like, the James Bond, they're breaking into a government facility and, they're hacking into stuff, with computers and drones. Like, no, that's not really what it is. How spying really works. It's a Chinese student goes up to a college professor and says, hey, are you working on something for the government? And they're like, yeah, if you sell it to me for $80,000 so I can send it back home to China, we'll give you $80,000 or, we'll put $100,000, whatever, in your bank account. And then they go,
shit,
sure.
Like, shit, that's my year's salary. Hell yeah.
Yeah, that is how spying actually
and again,
works.
you have soldiers selling information that is like not top secret clearance information for $10,000. That's like a signing bonus for most soldiers. So they're taking the equivalent of a signing bonus for a Chinese stuff and getting their reputation permanently tarnished in the military.
Yeah, so let's check this out real quick.
And Brett, this just breaking right now, the Secretary of State and the State Department are announcing that they have revoked 80,000 visas, American visas, in the year 2025. So far, we get a partial breakdown of those. I will read a couple to you. 16,000 visas revoked for DUI. 12,000 visas revoked for assault and 8,000 for theft. We also know about 8,000 student visas for foreign students studying here in the United States have been revoked. We're going to get you the full breakdown on those numbers, but there you have it for now. And Brett, this just
love it. This is what I voted for.
Yep.
It's like, are you happy with your vote, Mag? Oh, I couldn't be happier.
Could not be happier. This has got to end. But I think that's about all we've got for you today, right, Sean?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, I mean, we just wanted to show that the Democrats do not care about you, and like the things that they do care about, we kind of just went over in all these memes. Like, the show went way longer than I thought, but but this is the thing: the Democrats care about socialism, about social issuing, social programming, LGBTQ stuff, environmentalism stuff. All those things are tax burdens, are things that like, we need you to pay taxes, we need you to pay reparations, we need you to, for the African American community, to the gay community, for all the suffering that they went through. That's the thing. It's about taxing and taking away more of your money. Same with the climate stuff. The climate stuff is always against energy and natural resources. It's about taxing you more. You want to know why gas is more expensive? Because the liberals keep throwing up more tax on oil manufacturers, oil and natural gas manufacturers. It's like energy that if energy goes down, everything goes down. Energy goes up, everything goes up. That's gas. That's how your food gets transported to you. No, and nobody seems to understand this. I swear to Christ, it's so stupid that these people think these ways. I don't know how that they get. This is how you know that colleges are not good anymore. I mean, we were self-taught most of this stuff. We didn't learn this stuff in college. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. I mean, you got anything else? I mean, just like...
No, again, Democrats, your party hates you. They forgot about you. Maybe a couple of your local politicians still might actually care or might give a darn. But overall, the party doesn't. They're the party of big business. The party of unions. Like, if the Democrats were the party of small business, maybe they could be on your side, but they're not. And they've forgotten the party. They've forgotten whatever it is that they used to be, and they're just trading it in for activists and communism and Marxism.
Yep.
If you think anything else, you're kidding yourself. You're fooling yourself.
Yeah.
Again, if your only platform is, I hate Donald Trump, I guess the Democratic Party's for you.
Look back up at that list that we just had. Like, the Democratic talking points show you where their party direction is. Like, everything went down that was regarding working class people. The only things that went up are everything that's being taught in academia. Racial justice issues, LGBT justice issues.
Abortion, climate
change. All those things are indoctrination factories at college universities and even in high school. Because I had high school teachers telling us stuff like that, telling us that we had to do certain things. Like, you need to be focused on the climate. Because, again, they always have the easy options. Like, well, obviously, if we're pro the environment, that makes the Republicans anti-environment. They always frame themselves in the good guy position.
Yes, how easy for you.
Mm-hmm. So,
like
we're pro Black Lives Matter, so that must mean that the Republicans and MAGA are anti Black Lives Matter. They want to kill black people. It's like, no, that's not what that means.
Again, the only thing the Democratic Party is wonderful marketers. That's all they are. They market and sell these ideas and then make it seem like the other party is diametrically opposed to it.
Yes.
When we probably actually agree a lot, but we just have come to different conclusions on how to best handle the situation.
Which it is, and it comes down to the economic thing. It's like the conservative economic point is don't tax me, let me keep more of my money, whereas the Democratic talking point is tax the rich more, take more of their money and give it to me.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only difference between the two parties. Like conservatives are like, let everybody just keep their own money, and then Democrats are like, let's take other people's money, which always inevitably becomes the middle class's money.
Yep.
Because the rich will find a way out of it, and the middle class just has to toughen up because they don't have the lawyers and the accountants that the super wealthy do that can go hide and move.
I don't know anything about this specific tax loophole. I don't have an offshore bank account I can put this money into.
Mm-hmm.
I just have my local bank. So again, the Democrats, your party doesn't care about you. They don't care about the working class. They only care about the super rich, and they care about the activist class. That's who they care about. They don't care about anybody else.
Yep.
You are just their pay pigs. The Democratic Party is the OnlyFans model. You are their pay pig. And the only thing that the Democratic Party stands for at this moment is we hate Donald Trump.
Yeah.
So if you hate Donald Trump, I guess the Democratic Party's for you, but they don't have much of a platform beyond that.
Yep.
So that's about all I've got for you today. This is the Twins with Owasso Live. This was the Morning Loop. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe so you too can stay in the loop. But that is all we've got for you today. God bless you.
See you later, everybody.
Real waste, real fraud, and we are going to get to the bottom of it. Michigan Department of Health and Human Services and the Unemployment Agency. People can simply check a box saying that they are eligible, and in most cases, that is enough to start receiving benefits. There's only 4 pieces of information that are required: a first name, last name, an address, and an alien number, only if that person self-identifies as a non-citizen. No social security number is required, even if someone claims to be a citizen. I brought MDHHS before our committee. We pulled up the website for benefits. We went through all 27 pages, and at the end, we're given the opportunity to register to vote. We've got real waste, real fraud, and